welcome to the Barcata Podcast. We're here on a wonderful Friday evening here at Manila Resto with my good friend, Drew. What's up, man?
How much? How you doing?
Good.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So you got a little bit of an event coming on here on Friday the 13th,
Friday?
right?
Yeah.
Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th of October, 2 weeks from today.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
So I'm working with Day by Day Shelter here in Oshkosh to put on Streets of Hope, a nonprofit fundraiser for them. 100% of the proceeds go to support Day by Day's ongoing operations here in Oshkosh as they have their brand new and beautiful shelter and new operations and new services, expanded services that they offer at their shelter. And this fundraiser event is the first one that they've had in the last 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they haven't had a fundraiser in 5 years. So even pre-pandemic, they shut down the previous one that they had running. It's a lot of work for a nonprofit to run and operate their own fundraiser.
Yeah.
You know, on top of all the things that they do on the regular.
Yep.
Which, for Day by Day, it's like they're helping people in crisis 100% of the time.
Yeah. So how did you get involved with kind of getting this thing going? Like, you're pretty much, the person behind creating this event, right?
I am.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the organizer, but I'm also the idea guy and the curator and helping with all the little pieces in between and project management and whatnot. So I got involved. I've worked with Day by Day, partnered with Day by Day for about 8 years doing really small fundraisers, more or less, through Offbeat Press, my old print shop. Mm-hmm. We did a campaign every December that was a fundraiser for them. When we had our 10-year anniversary party upstairs at Oklahoma Club, we partnered in a little bit bigger way. We brought them in and had them there and helped fundraise for them at that event too. Mm-hmm. And then fast forward to last year, and I reached out to Day by Day after hearing about their new shelter, mm-hmm. and connected with Molly. And I actually hadn't met Molly previous to that. Molly Yatso-Butts is the executive director there. Mm. She's done an amazing job. She's overcome so many hurdles. Branding standpoint at the new shelter, and she said, there might be a project or two you could help me with there, but would you like to help put on a fundraiser? That's like our big need. Mm-hmm. And I thought about it and was like, throw a party, right? That sounds like a lot of fun. I enjoyed the parties that I threw upstairs here, and I used to put on some events and some parties for some other organizations, and the Wayback, if we use the Wayback machine. So that's been a while, though. It's not normally what I do. Mm-hmm. So thought about it. Was going to come back to her with 3 ideas, and came back with one, and said, here's what I want to do. Nice. I want to do a street culture themed creative event. There's a lot of culture that's been created on the streets over the years, mm-hmm. and kind of change the stigmas of that perception of people living on the streets, people being on the streets, and experience, spin it in a good light, and really connect to their location too. I mean, some people say it's the entertainment district, but it's also the railroad tracks. I mean, they're in what is probably one of the lowest or highest poverty areas of Oshkosh right there. But also next to the railroad tracks, I see more art on the tracks in any given hour in this city than I do in any month. Yeah. In the rest of the town. So I grew up near the tracks. I still live near the tracks. I find inspiration there. It can be gritty, it can be dirty, but it's also got a lot of creativity that travels by. So kind of combining those things, and that's where the inspiration for Streets of Hope was. Mm-hmm. The name Streets of Hope comes out of their capital campaign for Day by Day was called Building Hope. Okay. And there was a lot of doubt for a long time if that building would ever get built because of all the challenges and hurdles that they've had as an organization. So they had called the building, the idea of the building was they called Hope internally. So that capital campaign was Building Hope. So Streets of Hope is in the next step in the evolution of that and connecting back to that, the hope.
Yeah.
So,
So along with that, the shelter, is it just known as, day by day, warming shelter or whatever, or does it have like a name attached to it?
The building itself?
Yeah.
It doesn't have an official name, no.
Because that'd be kind of cool if you could tie kind of that stuff together, right?
Yeah, and on an informal level, that's kind of what they refer to it as Hope.
Yeah.
But the shelter did change names slightly. They were a warming shelter technically because they were only open half the year.
In winter, yeah.
And now they're technically day-by-day shelter. So I think they did go through like a corporate name change even in that process.
Okay.
So slight update there, yeah.
Nice. I've driven past the facility, but I haven't had the opportunity to walk through it. It looks pretty nice, though.
It is. It's a nice. I mean, it is the first. My understanding, I think I've heard Molly say this. It's the first purpose-built homeless shelter in Wisconsin.
Really?
Yep. And that wasn't the original plan. They looked at a lot of different options, different buildings throughout the community. But really, it's so important that they're centrally located where the services are for the people that they serve. So they needed to be within walking distance of a lot of the other organizations to really be able to serve the primary need in Oshkosh. And that's one of the challenges that they had with some of the people in the community that were opposed to it too, is that some people wanted that building to get pushed out to the fringes or, to the countryside or wherever it wouldn't be in eyesight of certain people, and that doesn't actually serve the people that need the services. So.
Yeah. That's really cool, man. And, from a restaurant standpoint too, after, a catering event, they allow for restaurants and caterers and stuff to bring food there, right?
I believe so. I don't know all the details on that, but I'm pretty sure they do. You would know better than me.
Yeah.
They do take donations of all sorts. I don't know all the rules on their donations, but they do have a full commercial kitchen there too now.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Festival Foods and a couple other organizations too. But so there's people that their guests. That's part of what they do. I mean, they're not just a homeless shelter. They serve all basic needs. They provide food, they provide clothing, and they obviously provide shelter.
Cool. Yeah, I've noticed a couple restaurants and stuff kind of volunteer to, provide some meals and stuff.
Yep.
I don't want to quote anybody or name any restaurants but it was cool to see that kind of spread getting out there on social media and stuff with the community, backing it and everything, it's important, man. Like, not everyone is in those fortunate situations, and sometimes people have struggles, right?
Absolutely.
And this is a great way, an opportunity for them to, seek the help that people are willing to give and be a part of the community, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a number of ways to be. Or ran into somebody that I knew today, and he's like, "Oh yeah, me and my church go in there and we clean, on occasion, just help clean the shelter and whatnot." But yeah, serving food is, I think, every night there's either people that serve food or sometimes donors will buy food, for buy pizza or whatever for the shelter guests. There's always opportunities to be a part, but there's also people that help out in all sorts of ways. This event will be run by about 30 different volunteers.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
So where's the event going to be?
The event, Streets of Hope, is at Becket Center Atrium. Friday the 13th was the only day they didn't have booked for a wedding.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So it's 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. and we'll feature a variety of musicians, some performance art, some visual art, some live art. There will be art and other raffle packages available. What is Manila offered for the raffle package?
You ever throw in a boodle fight?
Boodle fight for 10 people?
10 people.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy to help.
Yep, and it's all raffle based. There's I know Reamer Jewelers has donated a really nice necklace. There's a variety of art. There's a variety of packages we put together, from Packers package to Marquette basketball package to some arts related packages and support. We've got a lot of support from local businesses. We've gotten a lot of quantity of sponsorships too. A lot of small businesses that I didn't know were active with day by day, or didn't even know didn't know much about those some of the businesses that came out to sponsor the event. So it's great. We're excited about it.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you able to list some of the artists and stuff that'll be there?
Yeah, so I'll start off with musicians. Yuri Basha Lane is coming up from Chicago. He is a harmonica and beatbox performer.
Yeah.
And then Tom Washatka is going to be jamming on solo saxophone.
Okay.
When I talked to him about that, he's like, I always perform with someone. I was like, yeah, but we're looking for a street busker performance. He's like, but usually I have we perform well-known jazz songs. It's like,
yeah.
But Tom, you can jam, right? He's like, you just want me to jam? I'm like, yeah, Tom. He's like, I was like, when's the last time you performed solo? He's like, I don't know. He's like, let's do it. So it's something different.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. We're trying to, really resemble the culture of music on the streets sometimes.
Yeah.
So
that'll actually sound pretty cool there in the atrium.
It will. Yeah. And I mean, the sound in there is its own beast. So we've got mostly just one-person performers. We do have Janet Planet.
Okay.
She's our early evening featured musician, and she'll be there with a pianist as well, as she normally does. So beyond that, we've got DJ Hecubus.
Okay.
So he'll be performing throughout the night. We've got an MC. Anthony Alvarado is a great public speaker. He's entertaining. And there will be a performance piece, like a theater piece, actually, that'll be pretty cool. I don't want to give away too much information on that, but it'll be pretty cool and really connect to the shelter.
Yeah, right on.
And I'm excited about that. A local theater performer, Brian Vandehay, is bringing that in.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, we're working together on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So. That are coming down, and DJ Hecubus is really and the beatbox harmonica. We've got a little bit of busking outside too. Assuming it's gonna be nice, we'll have some music out there too, kind of throughout the night. It'll be a little bit less formal, but then we've got some core programming, around the shelter. Molly's gonna talk, and we'll have some. Got story video, and we'll have some fun stuff going on, some educational stuff about the shelter too. So,
awesome, man.
Yep.
So are you guys looking at doing this annually? Would you like to do this annually?
That is the plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first annual is the plan. So,
okay.
Yeah. So far so good, but the event's in 2 weeks.
It sounds like you've put in a lot of great work already.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, because I've been involved with planning some events, and it's a big undertaking, and to see a good friend of mine doing something to help out others in the community is pretty cool, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, I think this organization, to me, they do so much. I mean, they literally keep people alive by keeping people off the streets in the winter. I don't know that I can say that about another organization in this town. Not to say one's better than another, but to me, that's like they're doing the hardest work with people that have gone through a lot, and are in generally some pretty dark places. You know, like pretty much everyone they're serving is in crisis. You know, there's a lot of, you know, a lot of challenges that they're overcoming every single day, and the staff just haven't gotten to know the staff. They're amazing people. They have the biggest hearts. Every one of them, like, you work at an organization like that because it's a passion position for you. It's not about pay at the end of the day. They're working whatever hours are needed, you know, and they're doing just so many challenges in what they do every single day. I've been there and heard some stories. I've worked with a handful of guests from the shelter too. We did a collaborative painting, which was pretty fun. So 13 guests and former guests did a collaborative painting that we organized and shot over at Mirrorless Studios.
Oh,
Mirrorless
sure.
Production Studio.
I think I did see a little bit of that video.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we used that as like the backdrop for the promotional video.
Nice.
And that painting now hangs in the shelter.
Oh,
so
really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It was cool. It was a really, really fun experience and really fun day to be there with those guests. And many of them were like, "Can we do this again next week?" Or some of them stuck around all day. And it was cool.
Good. So when did you get started on this?
So the original plan shifted a little bit just because it took a back seat to the building campaign and the other projects going on at the shelter. So really geared up. The beginning of this year was really when I geared up.
Okay.
So
Nice.
the project began in ideation form before that, but really geared up the beginning of this year. So
Nice. I was going to tie in a little bit. I'm trying to figure out our timeline from when we did Forward 48.
yeah,
We got to do another podcast just on that in itself. But
sure.
I mean, just a little side story with that. Like, both Drew and I were invited to be a part of Forward 48, which is like a leadership networking group that has expanded from Milwaukee to Madison to we're part of the new
Northeast Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, like the Green Bay. We can say Oshkosh cohort too, right?
I think they're calling it New North.
New North.
And I think the New North is a partner with them.
Yeah. But I mean that was a cool experience that we both had, and just meeting up with a whole bunch of like minds and stuff, and kind of open eyes and kind of encourage people to be more involved in the community in one way, shape, or form. Like, they really helped us identify like what our passions were, what areas of needs that we thought that our communities could use help with, that we could help contribute. So could that kind of help shape things a little bit for you, or?
This project started before I was in Forward 48.
Okay.
In small capacities.
Okay.
It definitely helped harden my beliefs, and
Maybe help you like, okay, this is what I want to do.
it made me know that it's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And what I want to continue doing in some capacity.
Yeah.
And I've met a number of people that like-minded, and learned a lot from different people in Forward 48 as well, and from the actual speakers and at the events, but as well as just the other members.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for your support. I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, for sure. So Friday, October 13th, 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock at Beckett's Atrium Center Court.
Yep.
Anything else they should know?
I assume you're going to put for this. business. It's not intended to be a high society event. There's plenty of those fundraisers around, and this is designed. This event is designed to help expand their base. The organization grew out of some churches, and the average donor age is in the upper 70s. So we're trying to expand their donor base and introduce them to new people, and I think this event's going to do that.
Nice.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, okay, we'll help spread the word and continue to build it year after year, man.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Look forward to your help next year, too.
Yeah. Count us in.
Nice. I don't know if you can say that about me. No, I'm just kidding.
Right on, man. Well, thanks for joining us on the Becket podcast. We'll see you at the event on Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Thanks, Marlo.
Yeah. See you guys.